you got a nightgown on, Lee?
Much better.
Yes.
He's got a bathrobe on. Yeah, look at him.
I just
He's like
Hugh.
He looks like Hugh Hefner. He should get a pipe. Ooh. Don't get our fans all excitedly. Come on.
I thought he was going to whip out his Lazola.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
How you doing, everybody? This is Jimmy the Bull at MuscleMonster.com. I'm here today to share with you my personal power straps, how to help you become the best power bodybuilder I can possibly be. Training through injuries, gaining strength, and now I'm going to share with you how you can get the extra mile in the gym, pushing and pulling and getting through the exercises. These are the best power straps you'll ever use. Go to MuscleMonster.com to get the full demonstration.
You're funny.
Like I said, do you like my tail? Like I said.
Welcome back to another installment of Iron Rage. Someone has their speakers on too loud. I'm hearing myself echo, but we are here today back with Lee Priest and Jimmy the Bull. And Jimmy has a slight problem, Lee. He has bad breath. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know. What happened, Jimmy?
Can't be kissing you anymore. Very bad breath, Lee.
A gum infection, or what happened? A bit of hot dog stuck in the tooth? What's going on?
Well, let's take it back from the beginning. I called you the other day, by the way, Lee.
Yeah, I sent you a message back because I was in the kitchen. I said, did you just call me about, I just sent you a message straight after the call. I'm thinking, oh, Jimmy must have called, but I wasn't FaceTime, so I wasn't sure whether your pocket dialed me, and you never replied. I'm like, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. So the other day, this is how it all started. I called Dave, actually. I think that's why I was calling you, Lee. But anyway.
Oh, second choice. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks.
No, it was Dave. You know,
we're both on a short list, Lee. Whoever gets through to, that's who he talks to. Yeah.
Well, I can never get a hold of either one of you. It's very hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whoever you get through to, you talk to.
Yeah. So anyway, I was driving the truck the other day, you know, and I haven't been feeling 100%. You know, I get little dizzy spells and I don't know. So I'm driving. I'm coming down the Comac Road. I know you don't know what that is, but anyways, towards the end of the day, and I'm driving the truck, and I'm coming down Comac Road. As I'm driving, all of a sudden, the truck lifts up in the air, the whole truck, and the truck starts going sideways like this. The whole truck, right? And I'm holding on to the steering wheel. I'm going.
Mary Poppins. That's kind of like what was going on. Yeah.
The whole So the truck was like this, and I'm trying to hold the wheel. I'm trying to pull the wheel back, you know, to get the truck back down. You know what I mean? So I'm
supercalifragilistic, it's expialidocious.
Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. We love you.
The car's driving in the air.
You're being abducted by aliens, Jimmy. The aliens.
That could be also. Yeah.
Carry on, Jimmy.
I almost died. So anyway, so what happened was, you know, I'm coming down with the full load. The truck goes in the air and it starts leaning like this, and I'm pulling the steering wheel, you know, to get the truck back there. And then I go into this massive dizzy spell, and I'm holding on to the steering wheel and I'm shaking my head, you know, because I'm trying to snap out of it as I'm coming to the light with all the cars and everything with this full load. So I finally get it to stop. I make the left. I go up the road a little bit. And I had to get out, and I had to walk around. I took a leak. I'm walking around. I said, what the hell? What the hell was that? You know what I mean? So this has been going on. So I said, something's going on. Either I got high blood pressure, low blood pressure, diabetes. I'm going crazy. You know, the older you get, you start worrying about all this shit. You know. So finally, I went to the VA hospital. I said, I got to go to the VA hospital. So I went
twice.
to the,
He went
I went
twice.
twice. I went twice. So I go
He
the
sent them
first
home
time.
the first time.
It's always good to get a second opinion, Dave.
Well, it was just anyway. Yeah. So I go
I
there.
thought I was the second opinion, Lee. Evidently, I was the third
You
opinion.
didn't answer.
I told him
So
to go home.
yeah. So I called Dave on the way. I believe right. I called you on the way there. I said I'm
Yes,
going to the
yeah,
hospital.
yeah.
I said I think I had a stroke. You
Yeah.
know, I said I finally because always John Romano's always talking about yeah, I'm going to get a stroke. I'm going to get a stroke. I'm like this son of a bitch. I said I had a stroke. You know, so I called a couple of people, but anyway, you said I didn't have a stroke. I'm thinking mini
No.
stroke, and I don't know all this shit. But I was very disorientated. So I go to the hospital. I go into the kiosk there, and I'm sitting with the guys. What do they call that when you go into the hospital? You sit down with the guy to take your blood pressure and the intake, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to the guy. And he's like, "Guy, he goes, you work out?" I says, "Yeah, I work out. I do." I says, "Yeah. Well, what do you train?" I says, "Listen, man, I'm here for my head. I'm very dizzy. I think I had a stroke." He goes, "You got a stroke?" He goes, I don't think you had a stroke." I said, "Well, how the hell you know? You're sitting here just talking to me. How do you know? How do you know? You didn't do any tests. You were just talking." He goes, He goes, I don't think you
We
did."
know you. We know about you. All the nurses know you.
Yeah, so
You're
he's
here
taking
every
my.
week.
Yeah, he did the blood, everything, the pressure band and all that thing. He said your blood pressure's not too bad. It was a little high. And then all of a sudden, the doctor was walking by, and the guy, he said, "Oh, Doctor So-so, come in." And he came in the office, and he said, "This man thinks he just had a stroke." He says, "What happened?" I said, "Well, I was driving the truck and I told him the whole story." And he's looking at me. He goes, "You have any numbness in your arm, or are you having trouble finding words?" I said, "No, I'm not having trouble finding words." He goes, "You didn't have no stroke." I says, "Well,
Yeah.
how do you?" I says, "How do you know? Can I get tested or something?" He goes, "Listen, you're gonna come in here now." He goes, "You're gonna spend hours here." He says, "You just don't worry about it." He goes, "You didn't have. Just go home." He goes, "You didn't have no stroke. You're gonna be here for hours." He goes, "I'm not trying to deter you or anything." He goes, "But I'm telling you right now, we're gonna, I said, "All right, you know what? I'm going fucking home." I said, "Thank you." I leave, right? I go home. I'm still dizzy. I get up the next day. I work all day with my old boss, driving the truck from 6 in the morning till 6 at night. I
Stroke.
get home
He worked all day. Yeah.
all day. I work, yeah. Then I
With
then
the
I,
stroke.
then I get up next morning and I'm still dizzy. I said, "You know what? It's Father's Day, man." I called Dave. I called you again, right?
I
I
said,
Did you
said,
"Don't go."
did you eat it all, Jimmy? Have you been eating or what?
"Huh?
Have you been eating? Have you been eating all, or you?
Yeah,
Lee, you
I
know
have a
what he
hot
ate?
dog in the morning when I leave, and then I have a Kit. On that day, that particular day, I had
You
Kit
know what
Kats
he
Kit
all
ate?
Kat?
day
Tell him
long.
what you ate the whole day. Tell him the whole day what you ate.
I ate a whole bag of Kit Kats. I have to admit, I did.
You know when
I had.
you know when you buy the Halloween candy, Lee, to give out for trick or treaters?
Yeah.
He gets a
Yeah.
whole bag of Kit Kats. He puts them on the seat next to him, and he just eats Kit Kats the whole.
Hey,
That's
that's
his
what it
nutrition.
might be, though, Jimmy. Because I went to the hospital yesterday to get a CT scan, look, and had the iodine put in. But guess what? The day before, I had 3 big Kit Kats. Kit Kats could be the key.
The Kit Kats made you think they may be putting hallucinogens in the Kit Kats now. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you to get back to me, Lee, with all that. You never did.
Maybe
Anyway,
there's magic mushrooms in those Kit
I
Kats.
did get back there. Go look at your messages. I've been
you
keeping
did.
you updated on what.
If you want to, if the Chinese want to screw up society here, they could just put the drugs and
Now Jimmy has
hallucinogens
to
into
check his
the candy.
messages because I told Jimmy I went to the hospital. I had a CT scan. I said to
Right.
Jimmy, I got to wait for the results. Hope they don't call me back because if people don't know, because I was on the other thing, that my stepfather on Monday, well, for 2 weeks, he's had bad back pain, right? So he thinks it's just from training because he's 75, but he still squats full plates and he still like trains heavy. So he's like, "Oh, I must have hurt my back." So eventually goes on Monday to get a X-ray.
Hold on. He squats 4 plates on each side.
Yeah, and he still deadlifts. Like he used to do powerlifting a bit before. He used to race cars when he was younger, and he used to race against Senna. And then he went to America when he was with the school, and he played for, I think it was the White Sox, is it, for a while? Now, but now back to the story. So he's had a good life, but he's got autism and stuff, and bad childhood. So he hates hospitals because back when he was younger, they thought he was a bit, like mental due to the autism. So they put him in hospitals where they try and do like the shock therapy and think you're whatever. So he hates hospital. So they get him to go to a hospital. It's not like me and Jimmy, who we just turn up every second day. You got to drag him.
He's like
So
one flew over the cuckoo's nest. He doesn't want to go to that hospital. That's why.
That's why he hates him. So he finally they call him back Monday afternoon. We see a dark mass on your lung. We need you to go tomorrow, get the CT scan and blood test. So he gets that afternoon. We need you to come in first thing tomorrow morning. Now, that's never a good thing. So my mum and them go in Wednesday. You got cancer in your lungs, your liver, and your spine. So yesterday he had to go to the hospital to see the one on his spine in the morning. And then that night last night they put him in the John Hunter Hospital, and he's not allowed to move. He has to do an MRI. He hates MRI, so I had to give him Valium. But he has to lay on his back now for like 3 or 4 days because he's been taking blood thinners and all the omega-3 oil, so they can't operate because the tumour, they said, is right on a place now. Even if he bends over, it could make him a quadriplegic. So he can't move. But the cancer's...
What you're telling us, it seems like he lives a pretty clean lifestyle. I mean, he's taking vitamins,
never smoked,
supplements.
never done drugs, never smoked, never. But he did. About a year ago, he had a big melanoma on top of his head cut out, and they had to remove some of the things. So they're not sure whether the melanoma, they mightn't have got it all, and it sort of spread down the spine into the lungs and into the liver. So I'm thinking for 2 weeks now, my stomach's been off, and I've been getting stomach pain. Maybe Dr. Google tells me I got bowel cancer and stuff. So I went and got the CT scan yesterday, so I'm waiting to see what's Huh?
You're not even related to him. I mean, there's no blood relation to him.
No, but my mum, she's had skin cancers cut off, melanoma. My sister had melanomas cut out, and my uncle, my mother's brother, he died from melanoma. So I figured
Chris Aceto had melanoma.
All these years I used to sit in the fucking sun and tanning beds for bodybuilding and shit.
Chris Aceto had melanoma, almost died.
Yeah. But let's get back to Jimmy and his Kit Kats and his...
Well, Jimmy's been saying to himself, holy shit, my thing is not so bad. Leave stepdad's got it really bad.
Yeah.
What lifted? I want to know what lifted the truck up and the truck.
What lifted the truck? Did you ever figure that out?
I did text you back, Lee. I said that's a lot of stuff going on with your stepdad. I said, please keep me informed. That was heavy. But anyway, So what happened was I went to the VA and then I left, and then that night, Father's Day, I went back to the hospital. I said to myself, I shouldn't go. It's a Sunday. And David said, there's a skeleton crew there. You're going to be there forever because it's a weekend. It's a Sunday and it's Father's Day. You're going to sit there forever, Yeah. So I went back and the same guy was there. And he says, "You back?" I says, "Yeah, I'm back, man." I said, I said, "I'm just not feeling right. Something's wrong. I'm feeling I had a stroke, man." He says, "All right, don't worry." So they put the band on me, and then the doctor came out and they bring me into the emergency room. And
I gotta stop you for a second, Jimmy, because first of all, Jimmy has no medical background whatsoever. His whole basis of the fact that he had a stroke is that John Romano says if you don't calm down, you're going to have a stroke. You don't
need a medical background, Dave. When you feel bad, you know it within yourself. If you just don't feel right,
you do.
I'd rather Jimmy be cautious and go to the hospital and sit there. No, Dave said I'm okay. Then drop dead at home. I'd rather Jimmy go to the hospital.
No, that's not my point I'm making. He's diagnosing
himself. He doesn't care, Jimmy. He doesn't care.
He's diagnosing himself with a stroke, Lee. He doesn't have any symptoms of the stroke whatsoever. Now, he might have something else wrong with him. I agree. Always good to check it out. But he doesn't have a stroke. There's no
could be
where the stroke diagnosis is coming from. I have no idea where the stroke
diagnosis. It could be a mild stroke.
Yeah. I asked the guy that.
Yeah, he doesn't have any symptoms.
Jimmy. I'm with you, Jimmy. Ignore Dave.
You're right, Lee. So, I go in, I get in there and, and I get on the gurney there, whatever that bed sucked. I'm laying on, I'm twisted, I'm turned. I even told the nurse, she came over and I was like, this bed is horrible. She says, I know. I said, how can you stay in the hospital for days with this thing like this, So anyway, she comes over and she says, doctor's going to come and see you, and she's got her little packet with her, whatever her little kit was, she's getting everything out like that there. She goes, I said, what are you doing? She goes, I'm going to put the IV on. The doctor says you're dehydrated. I said, no. I says, you're not giving me an IV. well, the doctor said you're hydrated. We got to put the. I said, I don't want no bag. I don't want no IV. I said, do me a favor, get that thing out of here. I said, you're not giving me the IV.
Now, Jimmy, I
Don't put
got
that
to
thing in.
stop you here.
That,
Jimmy, if you
that's
go
the one
into the
thing that's
hospital,
actually wrong with him, and they won't let him give. He won't let him give him the one thing
that's
that
what
he
I'm saying,
actually
Jimmy.
needs.
Now, if you go into the hospital, Jimmy, you got to let them treat you. You can't just go there and say, no, you're not doing that. You got to let them put the IV
No,
in.
because Lee, that's my point. He's convinced he has a stroke. So he doesn't understand what the IV's for, because he wants to be treated for a stroke, even though he's really dehydrated, you know.
So, anyway, I told the girl to get out of here with the fucking thing. I don't want it, you know. And she's getting it out of the bag. And I said, do me a favor, it's not happening. But the doctor, I said, I don't care what the doctor said. Go back there and tell him that the patient does not want an IV.
Jimmy wants a better diagnosis. He doesn't like
Okay.
dehydration. It's not serious enough.
Right.
He wants a better come back with a better diagnosis.
Yeah.
Than
I
that.
said, come back. And she took the little fucking thing, the little packet. I said, get that thing off the bed. And she left. All right. So, also, the Chinese doctor comes in. He was a nice guy. You know, I don't have anything against Chinese, but you know, she was Oriental too, the girl with the IV. So I was like, everybody, how come everybody's Chinese here today?
As long as they're not driving you to the hospital.
That's right. He's fine.
No, they were driving me.
He's just like my father. No, he's just like my father, Lee. My father never trusted any of the Asian people in the hospital. They were not forceful enough, and they're too nice. The Italian people don't like Asian. They're too passive. They need like aggressive like people that are going to like tell them, get over there and get your ass in bed.
You're right. You're right. There.
No, I know it's right. My father was like that.
She was very nice.
I was watching a game show the other day, and the question was, just on the coast of China, between China and something else, what sea is it? Was the Black Sea, the Red Sea, or the Yellow Sea? And the answer was the Yellow Sea. And I'm thinking, isn't that funny how the Yellow Sea is where the Asian people are? And that's not being racist. It's actually there off the coast of China, the Yellow Sea. That could be where that name come from.
Possible.
So anyway, the Chinese doctor came over. The Chinese doctor came over. Right? I'm sitting there, and he's looking at me, and he goes, "All right." He goes, "What happened?" I says, "Well." You know, I said, that's the whole thing. You don't even know what happened. And the girl's over here with the IV thing. I mean, this is, you know, he says, well, you know, we always do that when we hydrate. You figured, you told the kiosk there, whatever that is, you know, the intake that you don't drink water. I said, no, I don't drink water. I said, I don't. He goes, well, that's why we're giving you the IV. I said, well, I don't want the IV. I said, I want to get checked out for a stroke, man. I think I had a stroke. He says, well, what makes you say that? I said, I was driving the truck went in the air, went sideways, I was spinning, I almost crashed the truck. I said, I just want, please, could you just help me out? He says, all right, we're going to do an EKG, we're going to do a blood test, we're going to check your sugar level, and then we're going to send you downstairs for the CAT scan for your head. I said, I got
to stop you for a minute. Hold on, wait, I got to stop you for a second. It's funny. My father, I took him to the hospital once, and they said, you know, they do the intake on you, and they're asking him, "What do you drink? Like, what do you drink on a regular?" He's like, "I drink a bottle of wine a day." They're like, "No, but what do you drink? Like, how much water do you drink?" He goes, "I don't drink. That's what I drink. I drink a bottle of wine a day." So they wrote down alcoholic on the thing, which my father wasn't alcoholic. I mean,
they asked me that too.
They take what you say, Jimmy, very literally. You have to give them every detail.
They did ask me. I told them I had a bowl of pasta, a rigatoni bolognese, and 2 glasses of wine before I came here. That's why they came up with the IV.
My father gave.
Yeah,
they think you're a raging alcoholic who doesn't drink fluids. That's exactly it. Yeah.
And if you say you take a shot of test once a week, drug abuser.
Now you're a steroid abuser too. Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, the girl comes and she's putting the electrodes on me, you know, and she does the EKG. I'm laying there, and she's done. She says, I says, how's it look? She says, it looks normal. She said, you know, she said, but the doctor's going to talk. I said, okay. You know, then she came over and she pricked my finger. I guess that was for the sugar. Yeah. And then she came over, you know, she's hitting the vein. She couldn't get one, so she had to go in the wrist there. She actually did a good job. One shot.
How could you not find a vein in your arm?
I don't know. I got thick
He was
skin.
dehydrated. He was dehydrated.
That's exactly it, Lee. You got it right. That's exactly
all the veins are like, you know, it's first of all, it's freezing. It's fucking 35 degrees in the fucking emergency room. I got my veins. My veins are hiding because they're freezing. So all of a sudden, the lady comes over with a wheelchair. You know, I says, "What's with the wheelchair?" She says, "I got to take it downstairs for a CAT scan." I said, "Well, I don't got to go in a wheelchair, man." She says, "No, you said you were dizzy, and the doctor wants you in a wheelchair." I said, "Yeah, but I don't like a wheelchair." I said, "You know," she goes, "You got to get in a wheelchair, or you can't get the CAT scan." I says, "All right." I get in a wheelchair. You know, she's wheeling me downstairs. She's talking to me the whole way. And then I go downstairs, and the lady's there waiting for me with the CAT scan. I go inside, you know, and I lay on the machine or whatever, and she puts me in there, and she's fucking. Now I'm in there. It's like a giant donut. You know what a CAT scan is, right? You know, it's yeah. So she puts me in there. She lines me up. My body goes through the machine once, you know, like that. There, then I come back out, and then she does the real thing. And she sends me through, and I hear the machine turn on, you know, and she sends me through. And then as I'm coming back out, I smelt my brains burning. I think I had smoke coming out of my fucking ears. She was frying my fucking brain. So as I'm coming out of the machine, you know, I'm going like this. I said, "That son of a bitch, they're microwaving my fucking head. This is what this bitch is doing to me." I said, she gets me out. I smelt my brain burning, bro.
No,
so then,
you know what you want to know what you smelled?
The iodine.
The iodine, the contrast they put into your veins. It comes out your nose, everything. You can smell it.
You can taste it. Then you feel like you got to. You feel like you're pissing yourself.
Well, that's the whole thing. They didn't give me contrast. They just stuck me in there. That's why my brain was
maybe your brain was frying then.
Yeah, it was fucking frying. It's like she gets me out of the machine and she's like, "Let me help you up." I said, "All right, yeah, I got to." You know, I said, "Listen," I said, "I got to ask you something." I said, you know, I said, I think I smelled my brain burning when I was coming out of the machine. She starts laughing. She said, "No, your brain wasn't burning." I said, "I'm telling you, I was laying down like that as you were pulling me out with the machine on." I said, "I could have swore I smelled smoke coming out of my ears, and I was smelling my brain." But she says, "Your brain wasn't burning, James." She says, "What?" She says, "Really?" I says, "Yeah. I smelled it." She goes, "I never smelled that before." I said, "Did you have it on extra high?" She says, "No, I didn't have it on extra high, right?"
You didn't have a microwave oven on you, for God's sake.
Maybe you just burped up some of that pasta and stuff you ate before
you
went in.
Yeah, the bolognese came up. Yeah, exactly.
So then I get up, you know, and she's put me in the wheelchair. She says to me, can I say something?" I said, "Sure." I said, "Did you see something on the CAT scan?" She says, No, that's got to go out to California. That takes a couple of hours. They send the CAT scan to California. Yeah. So
Newsom's going to look at it for you. Gavin Newsom's going to check out your
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So she says to me, she says, you know, she goes, "I got to say, you look amazing for your age." I said, "Really?"
Oh, she's hitting on you, Jimmy.
I go, I said,
I
I looked at her like this. I said, "I do." I says, "What do you mean?" she says, "Well," she said, "your skin is, you know, no wrinkles. You got a nice built on you." She says, "You don't look like a typical, you know, 63, 64-year-old guy."
Finally,
I said,
finally.
I said,
"Thank you." She's like, "Your breath stinks there, right?"
Jimmy is finally admitting his love for this
The number
woman
again,
and
I'm
to why
gonna
he
cut
goes. To why you go to the VA so many times. You're finally admitting your love for this woman.
He likes the women that take care of him. It's like his mother, you know.
He's Jimmy's phone calls when he's on.
I'm ready to flip the fuck out. So anyway,
who's calling you?
Southampton. Every time I get on the show,
now the audio's shot.
Hold on, Jesus Christ, he's doing it on purpose, man. Hold on.
So Lee, did you get a phone call back after you got your CAT scan?
No, but I was just looking online here. Look at this. Can you see the screen? Look, Dave Palumbo and Bob Ciccarello at it again. Got the solution on Muscle Central. Here's Lee Priest calls out after hours, the Brady Bunch. But it says this Muscle Central YouTube station has Dave Palumbo and Bob Ciccarello at it again.
Who did that? Whose station? Whose channel is that?
Muscle Central. 2 days ago. It goes for 4 minutes 49. You'd have to check it out.
But I mean, whose channel is that?
It's just called Muscle Central.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, there's some bad news. Did you see they found the submarine, the submersible submarine? They found it.
Oh, they found it. I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic, they found the debris field. So it actually imploded. So I went online to look up implosions at that depth, and they reckon the human body at that depth implodes inwards. That it does it like in milliseconds that you wouldn't even feel it. They reckon your lungs and everything, your bones just.
Why did
6,000
they
pounds
think?
per square inch.
Why did they think it imploded? What happened?
Because the cone of the
The
things
oxygen.
over here, the front of the things on this part, there's just a debris field. So it just.
No,
No,
when
no,
it
no.
run, they
Why did
showed
the
it.
thing?
It runs out of oxygen, so there's oxygen in that little fucking thing, right? So when the air runs out, the ocean just crushes because there's no more pressure in the capsule, and it was down
Yeah,
at
like the
12,000.
front of it. The
Huh?
front of it's over here, the back of it's here. It's just in pieces. So, and he said, when someone asked him about the bodies, would there be a thing? And he didn't really want to say, but I was reading some other things online, and they reckon that much pressure, you just become fish food, just like.
Why do you think that they got stuck down there? That's the.
Well,
that's
they
the
reckon,
question.
well, they're saying it could have just been stuck. Or I was watching one guy who talked about when he like used to get verification to build proper things to go to these depths that, because this thing was just put together by this guy. They got the hand controller from a PlayStation. They got whatever. He goes, normally when they build things to go to that depth, every bolt and screw, they would trace back to a manufacturer and follow it through its making process, just in case some of the metals that went into that screw could be tainted, and they won't put into the sub or whatever, because it's so depths it could like crack and fracture, and at that depth, any crack or fracture, it's just coming in. So
They
then
killed,
too,
they killed the guy.
Why do we keep losing them?
Yeah, then they were saying too that sometimes it's happened before where people panic, and it's happened once or twice where they panic and go to undo the hatch and boom.
Oh, because they lose their mind, like Jimmy.
Jimmy, the government got you there as soon as you said they killed you.
They did. So I got to say that fucking whole thing, even the guy with his son was on the fucking Simpson cartoon, bro. The Simpson cartoon. Yeah, the father and son went down in that thing, and and Bart got stuck down there. That was on the cartoon in the Simpsons, bro. They know what they're doing. Believe me.
Simpsons actually predicts everything, right?
They predict everything, man. Even the Titanic, they had some really rich guy in there, and they got rid of the Titanic just for that guy. They killed all those people just for him because he was going to change the banking
Didn't they
system.
say that about which plane was it? Was it that MH17 or whatever? They reckon there was so many people on that were with there was some conspiracy thing, and these people were coming to had all the evidence were on board that plane that disappeared.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Anyway,
the guy who went down in the sub, wasn't he a billionaire?
Yeah,
him and his son, from England. Yeah.
So you think that why would they put together such a shabby little thing to go 1,600 feet under?
12,000. 12,000.
Oh, 12,000 feet. Why wouldn't they have the best of the best if they're billionaires?
And that's like 4 kilometers down. Well, they said because they just couldn't. They all relied on funding from people and that rather than the government. They're saying they should be given money from the government because exploring the oceans like going to space. They reckon we'll probably find more down there. But the thing is, I saw it's not funny, but I saw a thing where you saw the movie The Meg, right? They got the Meg 2 coming out, which looks just as good. But there's a picture of the sub and this big Meg shark eating it.
Oh, really?
So anyway,
the whole thing sounds very weird to me.
It's fishy. I think they killed the guy. I think they did. They must have
good analogy there, Jimmy. It's very.
I
fishy.
think so because it is fishy. Yeah. I mean, listen. Let's just for argument's sake, if you was a billionaire, all right, you have some sort of intelligence, all right. I mean, you're gonna go in a little freaking piece of shit with a PlayStation fucking remote. And the guy handed me a PlayStation remote, and not only that, my brother told me that when they got in there, the guy got the DeWalt drill gun and screwed him in.
Yeah,
he bolted him in there.
The lighting on the roof he got from like a
Home
hardware
Depot.
store.
Home Depot.
The toilet's like just with a curtain and they play music so you can't hear it. But it's like the two things they should put in a museum is that piece of shit and the fucking Apollo fucking thing that landed on the moon.
Yeah, the lunar module. Yeah. That thing fucking made it. That thing couldn't make it to Mount Everest. That lunar module.
Think about
it. Went to space, Jimmy. It went
These
to space.
Guys got into a tin can. These guys got into a tin can.
Yeah, 5 of them
went 4 kilometers down onto the bottom of the ocean.
Over 2 miles. Right.
When you're down there, let me tell you, I scuba dived a little bit, only once or twice. All right. And when you're under the water, and I was like maybe 8 feet or 10 feet under the water, it's kind of scary in a sense because you're depending on the oxygen you're breathing in the scuba tank. Because it's not like you're in your pool. You can just go right up to the surface. You got to surface. You got to go a little at a time.
Yeah.
And there's something scary about it because if something goes wrong, you're kind of screwed. And they're so far down in this little tin can.
They're out of their minds.
You got to be bored out of your fucking mind to say, hey, I want to go down there.
I wouldn't get in that thing in a pool. If you put me in that tank and put me in a pool, I wouldn't get in that fucking thing.
Especially if you knew you couldn't get out on your own. You were screwed in there with bolts.
And not even a safety cover like to the surface.
Nothing. And a PlayStation remote.
And how come they couldn't communicate with the people at the
I don't know.
surface?
They reckon it must have just imploded somehow, broke apart. That's why.
How come they were talking about they heard noises like clicking noises or banging noises and stuff like that?
That's the aliens down there.
That was probably the fish trying to get at him in the tank.
There was one guy on the news I saw. He went down a couple of years ago, and the guy that guided him down was like a fighter pilot and that. But he said for an hour, and it showed like a diagram. They got stuck and wedged in behind the propeller of the Titanic, and he thought they were going to die then. But it took him an hour to try and maneuver it loose, but they finally got out. So,
first of all, what we know what the Titanic? We sent probes. That we know what's the amazing thing to go down there and see this Titanic for?
Nothing.
You got to be just.
Well, they said the reason they do it is, which you don't need a man-made thing. They say they do it because they want to photograph and chronological, whatever it is, how it's just breaking down, which you could just send cameras down to do that. You don't need to send people.
Right. Why do you have to send people down there to do that?
That's why.
They couldn't even see the Titanic. The only thing they could see.
Your audio sucks again.
The only thing I want to see is now these idiots who are first going into space on one of these little missions. What happens to them?
I think that the ocean is more dangerous, to be honest with you, Lee, because think of all the pressure on top of you there.
How I sound now, Dave?
Terrible.
Oh, come on, man. This fucking thing here.
They know when Jimmy's online. Yep.
I kicked him out because it wasn't working.
No, it's sad.
Okay.
How's it now?
Okay, better?
No.
Yes. Talk.
Leave and come back.
Does.
All right. But
we've lost communication to the Jimmy submersible.
You know what, Lee? People, I think, are just bored, especially people who have a lot of money, and they don't know what to do with. They don't know what to do with themselves.
I know. I said the same thing, isn't it? It's like so many rich people die doing stupid things because they got so much money. They're like, I'm going to go do that. I can do that. It's like, no, you can't. You're not really. Well, it's like that guy here. He just died on Everest. The guy went through something where they said he'd never walk again. He had some accident. He could walk again, and he was doing marathons, motivating people. Right. And he says, I'm going to go to Everest to prove I can go to Everest. Never done any mountain climbing. Did a little bit of training. On the way down, he runs out of oxygen and dies. A guy from Australia.
Oh, my God. Holy shit. He actually made it to the top, though?
Yeah, but ran out of oxygen coming back. It's like...
I'm back. Can I finish this story before this fucking phone call comes back?
Okay. Who's calling you?
It's the same number every time I get on the show. It doesn't matter what time, what show, after hours. It's just no, because I block it, and then the Southampton calls with another number. It's like a Google thing, man. It's driving me up a wall.
I want you to answer it next time.
I'm going to call Verizon. I'm going to tell them I want free service from now on. Anyway, the Chinese guy comes over to me, all right, and he wants to look down at my throat, right? So he comes over with the flashlight, right? And he's got the flashlight like this. He says, open your mouth. Now, what do you do? When the doctor tells you to open your mouth, what do you fucking do? You know, you go, like that's what everybody does when you're in the doctor's office. He's got the flashlight on him. He's going, all right. He goes, open wide. I go, He goes, oh, yeah. Oh, he goes, that tooth's got to come out. That tooth. I'm saying to myself, what the fuck is he talking about my fucking teeth? I thought he's looking down my throat with the flashlight, this guy. Yeah. He goes, oh, that tooth's got to go. That's a bad. Oh, you got to get about 6 teeth out. I said, I took the flashlight. I go, whoa, go. I said, get away from me. 6 teeth got to come out of my head? I says, are you a dentist or a doctor? I says, I came here for help for a stroke. You're looking at my teeth. I don't get it. He goes, well, I'm not a dentist. He goes, well, then if you're not a dentist, then you shouldn't be looking at my teeth with the flashlight. I thought you were looking down my throat for something. You're telling me how many teeth I got to get out.
Yeah, you're yelling at him.
I mean, I know. I was yelling because I got upset when he told me 6 teeth. I hardly got any teeth now. I said, how the fuck am I going to eat? He goes, well, you can use the front teeth to eat. I said, no, I'm not using the front teeth to eat like that. He goes, well, they make dentures for the back. I said, I ain't wearing dentures, bro. I said, let's get off the teeth subject right now. All right? Did you get the results from the CAT scan yet? He goes, no. I said, well, go get the results and come back. I said, stop. I don't want to talk about the teeth no more. So he walked out.
The funny thing is, though, when Jimmy went to the dentist said to Jimmy, have you had a stroke?
Yeah, right. It was unbelievable. So anyway, make a long story short, I'm saying to after I left there, I'm saying to myself, maybe this fucking guy's right. I says, I got a rotten tooth over here. Dave saw that when we had the studio in Westbury. I had this rotten tooth.
For years to get that tooth pulled out.
Which you should get, Jimmy. You should get checked, because when I had a tooth pulled, the dentist was telling me the amount of people that get like heart conditions and shit like that from infections in their teeth. They reckon the teeth and the mouth causes that many like heart problems and shit, because it's like people don't think about their mouth and stuff, but like the old days and that, they reckon so many people died from like infections in their mouth that goes to your heart and shit.
Well, actually, it doesn't.
Don't give him anything else to worry about, Lee, please.
No, he's right, because my brother fucking he calls me up.
Oh no, here we go.
Fucking number. This fucking number. It calls one more time, I'm gonna flip out.
All right.
Anyway, I made an emergency phone call because I was going to use Dave's friend, but I had to get this thing out, because I'm saying to myself, the next day when I went to work, I felt pain going up my cheek, my eye, my head. I said, so then my brother Googled it, and he said you could get, heart problems, all kinds of shit in your brain, all kinds of shit could happen from the bad tooth, poisoned blood, even that, so I was like, that's
9 years ago, Lee, I told him to get this tooth taken care of. 9 years ago.
And I got one more.
Well, it lasted 9 years. It lasted 9 years, Dave. He would have been premature 9 years ago. You're no dentist either.
He wouldn't have been flying a truck around Long Island if he would have listened to me.
9 years. So my brother calls me up. He's like, how long you got that tooth? I says, well, since Mama was alive. He goes, 9 years. He goes, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? He says, 9 years. I says, I know, I'm a procrastinator. He goes, a procrastinator? He goes, you're beyond the procrastinator. He goes,
you know what happened, Lee? Hold on. The real truth is that he was going to the dentist back 9 years ago, but what was happening, once again, another Chinese doctor, the dentist had, right? Wasn't she the one with the big boobs who used to like lean into your face or something like that?
Yeah, she suffocated me.
She was an Asian woman, though, right?
Yeah, she was a big Asian woman. She had me in the chair, and she leaned on me. Her breast went right over my I couldn't even breathe. All right, and then she didn't give me enough Novocaine. She was giving me she was pulling the root out. She did root canal. I was screaming in the chair, sweating. At that time, my girlfriend walked in. All the paper was stuck to my face. And I pulled everything off me. I says, "Are you out of your mind?" I said, "Like you're killing me with the thing." She said, "No, don't worry. You just have an overreactive nerve." Overreactive nerve. I said, "You didn't give me enough shit. That's what the fuck happened over here." I said, "Get this fucking thing." I said, "They took the nerve out." I took the napkin off. I says, "I'm out of here." Right? They had the balls to call me 2 days later, say, "Yo, $1,200." I said, "I owe $1,200 for the."
By the way, it's the same tooth that he never.
I said, "I owe $1,200 for the fucking for the root canal." I said, "I tell you what, go fuck yourself." I said, "You guys, I'm going to get you for medical malpractice." I said, "I never got treated like that in my life." I said, "Don't ever fucking call me again." They hung up. I never heard from the cocksucker. Anyway,
I told you.
You might feel much better now it's gone, because a lot of the germs are gone from the body now.
I got to take one more out, but this one came out. So the guy had me. He numbed me up. He was a really nice guy, and he couldn't get it out. And he was wiggling. He had me like that. He's wiggling it back and forth for like 3 minutes. He's wiggling. I said, "You having a hard time?" He says, "Yeah." He says, so he had to break it and take it out in pieces.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did that to mine.
If your tooth was so well rooted in there, how come they had such a hard time? How come it was rotten then? What was wrong with it?
Still can rot, but the roots
it
and stuff,
it
yeah.
died. It was like what happened was it cracked off. I was eating
cracked.
peanuts one night with the kids, and I got a vertical crack. So I went to the dentist, and I says I got a. He goes, oh yeah, you got a vertical crack. I says, yeah. What does that mean? He
When
goes,
was the
"Gotta come out."
last
I said,
time
"No."
you had
I
some
said, it ain't
vertical
coming out.
crack? When was the last time you had some vertical crack, Jimmy?
Too long. So anyway, make a long story short, I told the guy, "There's no fucking way he's taking his tooth out. I gotta save whatever teeth I got left. You're not taking his tooth out." I left. So then what happened is down the road, the fucking thing cracked, and then it cracked off. So now it was like level with the gum. The whole tooth was gone, and I left it like that for years. And then it got like all rotten and black. You know,
Yeah.
I was over
You
my
can get
brother's
like
house the other day.
septus, get septus and all that.
Yeah, you get really. I had to.
dentist?
I'm a stubborn fucking guinea, man. So my brother called me the other day. I was over there over the weekend, and he called me up. He goes, "Yo, bro." I says, "Yeah, what's up, man?" He goes, "Yeah, your breath stunk, man. I was 3 feet away from you, and I could still smell your breath." I said, "That's it, man. I'm getting the fucking thing out now. I'm done. I'm getting it out." So that's what this. Anyway, the guy was really nice. He got it out. He was gonna he wanted to charge me for the bone graft, Dave, right? So I says, "No, you're not going to charge me for the bone graft." I said, "Mike, just sew it up." I said, "My dentist, my regular, he said he's going to give me the bone graft for nothing." He goes, "He's going to give it to you for nothing?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, I'll do it." So he put the bone graft in there, stitched it up, and I got to go back July.
Bone graft material probably is like $10. You know.
Well, now,
charge
Jimmy, every
$500 for the
night,
bone graft, Dave.
make sure, Jimmy, every
You said
night
he did it
when
for
you
free. Oh, we lost him again.
But Jimmy, when you come back, Jimmy needs to get one of those floss picks every night and do the flossing, and then get the Listerine mouthwash and.
Yep.
I was just saying, Jimmy, every night get the pick and floss, and then get Listerine your gums and mouth at night time.
What do I got to do?
You know those little. It's like a little floss thing. Yeah. And you could do it between your teeth, and then once you.
Although don't get the ones. Some of them, Lee. Did you see the most recent report? The Glide ones have some kind of like Teflon on them. They're poisonous. You can't use them.
No,
There's a big recall here.
Yeah.
I can't even
Lord.
reach. I can't even reach my fucking teeth. I forget about dental floss.
Well, just use Listerine. Get some good Listerine mouthwash every night and day.
I got to get a really good water pick, you know, so it's got the long handle, and I could just like.
You'll never use it.
Use the car wash gurney.
What do you use for a toothbrush?
A toothbrush. What do you mean?
You don't use the manual toothbrush, do you?
Yeah,
hey, Jimmy, I got one.
Are you kidding me? You don't have an electric toothbrush?
Did you get your electric toothbrush, Dave? The guy sent you?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I like it, but I like my Braun better.
Well, this one I should get Jimmy to send you one, because this one here, goes different directions, so you go away from the gums and that. It's a really good one. The guy sent me.
I use it once a week, that one, and I use my other one the rest of the days. But I should give him a little plug for it, because what was the name of the company?
Was it Tooth?
It was. I had never seen it before. I mean, it was.
They're really. Hold on, I'll grab mine. I'll get Jimmy one.
So what are you saying?
You got to get an electric toothbrush, because you cannot brush with your hands well enough. The electric toothbrush gets in between the gums and everything like that.
I struggle.
This one and this one here, because it's got the button here, so when it's on, but then it's got arrows here, because you're meant to brush away from the gum, not roll it towards your gum, so you can go in 2 different directions. See the arrow on the back?
Yeah.
See? So
I think your camera lens, Lee, is a little dirty. It has some schmutz on it, because you're very like foggy looking.
Hold on, probably because I just breathed on it.
You got your nightgown on, Lee. That looks like your balls. I got to tell you. Do you got a nightgown on, Lee?
Much better.
Yes.
He's got a bathrobe on. Yeah, look at him. He's like Hugh. He looks like Hugh Hefner. He should get a pipe. Ooh. Don't get our fans all excited, Lee. Come on.
I thought he was going to whip out his Slazola.
Too cold, Jimmy. It's only 3 degrees.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they got winter there, Jimmy. We have summer here, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I got the fire going. Jimmy.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that cold there already?
Yeah, it's like it was 3 degrees this
first
morning.
Day of winter. For them, ours was the first day of summer.
Even though it is that cold, I got the ceiling fan going.
Got to have circulation. That's what it's all about.
So you got your tooth out, Jimmy? It's gone.
What?
Are you feeling better now since the tooth is gone?
Yeah, I mean, mentally, I feel better. I mean, I think I felt great. So all day I was in the truck and I was smelling my breath. I had my hand. I was breathing. And I'm saying, wow, my breath smells really good today, right? Because I got that nasty shit thing out of there.
Right. Let me ask you this question. You don't have to answer, but now that you found out that your breath stunk because of the rotten tooth in there,
yeah,
are you like going back and saying, holy shit, did I kiss a girl? Did I embarrass myself? Like I'd be like, oh shit. Who thinks my breath stinks now? You know what I mean? Because now you have to like think about who did you like traumatize with the smell of your breath,
Probably a lot of people. Probably a lot
It's
of
like
people.
this guy at the gym. I went in the gym 2 days ago, and this guy comes in there. And as soon as I walk through the front door, I'm like, oh, just his body odor. I'm thinking, oh, fucking hell. It's just one of those body odors that's thick. It's like rotten garlic and dog shit or something mixed together. And I'm thinking, it's funny how you can't smell yourself for some reason, but other people can. Oh,
it's true. Yeah, I'm at King Cullen a lot, around the corner over here. So this place is basically like an institution for crazy people. So I don't think I really offended anybody over there. With my
you didn't? Okay.
They're all out of their mind anyway.
You didn't make out with any girls, did you?
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I'm good with that.
Well, now your breath's good. You can go back to whatever you got to do now.
It is good. Yeah, I got to get the other one out now, and I should be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought you said you had 6 teeth that were no good.
Who?
You said you had 6 teeth that were no good.
Oh, that's what the doctor said. So then when I went to the oral surgeon,
right?
I asked him. I said, "Can you tell?" He did one of those 360 X-rays.
Oh,
I never had that.
Right.
I never had that done. You had to put your chin on there, and you get out.
Yeah, and I did it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing goes around anyway. So I said, "Well, that's a nice machine you got there." So anyway, I said, "So how's my teeth?" I said, "Do I need 6 teeth out?" He goes, "No." He goes, "No." He goes, "Definitely these 2, and maybe one more in the back." He goes, "But I'm not sure." He goes, "Let your dentist look at it because he might be able to save it." I said, "Thank you."
Now here's the question of the afternoon. When was the last time you get your teeth cleaned?
Well, that's the other thing now. I went to my friend, my trainer partner. I went to his dentist, right? And this guy's in Woodbury. So it's very expensive over there.
Right.
So they did 2-part cleaning. They did, one half of the mouth, and then you go back and they do the other half.
Right.
So I let her do the first half, and it was $500 for the cleaning.
Well, why are you going to such an expensive dentist?
I had no idea he was always going to charge me $500.
I thought you have the vets. Don't you have the veterans thing?
Yeah, they just do extractions over there. They just rip shit apart. They don't do nothing for you. So the girl did all the cleaning, on this side, and and then I go to the desk. I said, "How much do I owe for the cleaning?" So I got to come back. She says 500. I said 500. I said, you only did one side. What are you telling me? You're telling me it's gonna be $1,000 to clean my? I said, I don't even have any teeth on this side. What the fuck is she cleaning for $500? So I got so fucking aggravated. I never went back to get the other side.
Oh my god!
But it's funny, even when I go to the dentist and have teeth cleaning, my wife, she's got one of those water picks at home and all that. She did hers last week, and it's true. Whenever I get my teeth cleaned at the dentist, same as my wife when she did her own last week, a day or two later you get a sore throat because sometimes the bacteria goes down into your throat and shit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
they
what.
use like a high intensity water pick, right? It's like you can hear it screaming like.
I told you, Jimmy, when I come to visit you, I'll bring this. She's gone. Yeah. When I go to visit Jimmy, I'm going to bring this toothbrush.
Please give him a toothbrush, Lee.
I'm going to get out Jimmy's fucking high pressure hose, and I'll do your teeth cleaning for you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Lee. Oh, so you know how much it was?
He's going to give you a cleaning. No, seriously, I go to the dentist. I do 4 cleanings a year, so every 3 months, because I build up a lot of plaque. But you know what? If you go regularly, the cleaning doesn't take as long and you don't bleed your gums because you're used to it. So you should really, Jimmy, find a dentist that's kind of reasonably priced. I can give you my the dentist I used to use. He's in Levittown, Schwartz.
Wait, you know how much they charge me to pull that one tooth, Dave?
Probably $500. Lee, he probably doesn't get any phone calls during the day at all, except when we do the show.
I
How
don't
much?
understand it, man. I'm
And now you're $600.
$600.
I said 500. That's not too bad.
Dentists
You know what?
make a lot of money.
You didn't listen to me where I told you to go.
I know.
Bill Brownstein would have gotten you half price on that.
I got his number. You gave it to me.
And you would have got the dental implant at the same time. You
Got
would have
this
go
I got a better idea, Jimmy. I got to solve all your problems. Cause you're uptight, you're wound up. Sometimes you're not happy. Crack is cheap. Do crack. Within a few months, all your teeth will fall out.
That's right. There you go.
Problem solved.
No, but seriously, but the point I'm trying to make is, if you can do it, okay, you should really go to the dentist, not just once a year. You should try to go like 3 times a year at least and get your teeth cleaned, because if you do that on a regular basis, you're not going to have as many problems down the road with gums and bad breath.
My gums always bleed when I get them clean. They get that real pick, and they get the pick between your teeth. And
I love that. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love when they do that.
I hate that.
I'm making a promise to myself. I'm getting the other one pulled.
Your mic is terrible again. Go fix it.
Hello. Is it the same number calling, Jimmy?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. But I'm telling you, if you go regularly, you're not going to have as many problems with your mouth. The worst thing you can, especially we're getting up in years. You're in the 60s, Jimmy. Lee and I are in 50s. You got to get your teeth cleaned because you don't want to lose your teeth. The worst thing you can do is have to have dentures, And in today's modern age of dentistry, there's no reason why anyone should have dentures. You can get dental implants, just stay on top of your teeth. You got to keep
crowns. Get crowns. Look,
veneers. Yeah, no, Lee's teeth look good after he got them done.
Well, anyway, I made a promise to myself. I'm getting the other one pulled out. I'm getting the implants. I'm fixing, because once that Chinese guy told me that I could have dentures in the back, that was scared the shit out of me. I'm done. That's it. So I'm going.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing on the 6th of July for my birthday, Jimmy?
You're gonna be out here?
No, just asking. You're gonna be out
here. Lee is like almost the same age as my sister. My sister was born July 12th of 72. He's July 6th of 72. They're like 6 days apart.
I'm older.
You're older, yeah. 6 days.
72. Wow.
1972. Good year.
I was 12 years old in 1972.
I was 4.
Yeah.
Jimmy was already getting up to trouble.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was already like in big trouble by then.
It's funny. I was talking to someone at the gym the other day. I was talking about something, and I said, "When were you born?" He's like, 2002. I'm like, oh.
I started training at 13 years old, Lee. 13, I started training.
That's when I started too. It's funny because I was filling out something the other day. You don't realize how old you're getting when I go 6th of July, and then I got to start rolling that thing back to find the birth year. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, I'm getting a cramp in my thumb. How far back am I going here?
Well, when I went to go get the antibiotics, there was people online behind me, So I went to the counter at the drugstore, and the guy yells out, "Wow, when's your birthday?" And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to tell everybody how old I am online over here, you know what I mean? So I kind of whispered to him. I said, 11/27/59. What? I said 11. I said 59. You fuck. You know what I mean?
Did he say? And he yells out. Did you say 59, sir?
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's another institution, CBS.
You get to a certain age, and I'm kind of there at this point at 55, where people are starting to come up to you and say, "You don't look like you're 55 years old." Same thing with you, Jimmy. I'm sure people you don't look like you're 63 years old. That's because we work out, and everything like that. But we're at that point where we're looking for compliments because of how old we are,
Yeah.
That's when you're old.
Well, that's like that video I put up, and it was like, "Don't be depressed, Leo." And they got the wrong idea. It's like I wasn't depressed. It's like I was training. I wasn't feeling good the other day because my stomach, and they had like the blonde myth return or another blonde myth, and I'm watching it. Starts off with my wedding, the cafe, and then it's got, like I said, Joe Gold and Artie Zeller, and I'm looking at myself training heavy weights, squatting heavy, and I'm just looking at it going, oh. And then I see the people that have passed on, and I just did a video saying, "Isn't this depressing?" People walk up to me and go, "Oh, Lee, we love this video. It motivates us." I said, "Well, it fucking depresses me. I'm getting fucking depressed." And all these people are like, People are commenting, hang in there, Lee, it's not that bad. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like joking that I'm depressed because I was so young, 25. The people on the video like Joe Gold are dead now. And I'm like, this isn't motivational for me.
That's like when I watched that. I watched that cartoon with
press.
my kids with the superheroes. The guy was in his office when he was done. He was looking at all his photos when he was like rescuing people and all that, you know, because he was done or whatever. And my kids looked at me. I had my head down. They go, "What's the matter, Dad?" I said, "I'm getting there myself. I'm going to be doing that soon too, man. Looking at all my pictures on the wall." Yeah, man. You got to enjoy your youth while you're out there. So, this is the message for all you young people out there, man. Enjoy your time. Absorb it. Do as much as you can. Be happy. Mm-hmm. Don't let the small shit stress you out. And just keep moving forward, man. Because it goes fast. Let me tell you. It goes fast. And my grandma used to say that when I was younger. That time goes fast. And I was like, yeah, sure. It does.
Oh, yeah. My mum used to say that. As you get older, it goes quicker. And you're like, no, it doesn't. Whatever. Shut up.
Yeah, it's like an hourglass. You know, you turn the hourglass. Who's that?
It's 99 years old. She's from Boca Raton, Florida, and she said the same thing. If you're up in years, do yourself a favor, she says. Not for your children, not your friends, not your world. Do yourself a favor. Enjoy everything. Don't sit home and moan and groan and say, all I do is walk to the refrigerator. Do something. That's her advice.
The one on the left, 99?
No, the one on the right. Where'd he go? We lost him again? What I want to know is where's he going? He's actually disappearing from the chat.
I don't know. I want to know. So, Dave,
you said 99, Jimmy.
Wow.
The one on the right.
Dave, you said you saw the Flash movie. It was good, wasn't it?
I loved it.
Especially when Michael Keaton comes in and he's got his long hair and that. But then just when they played the old Batman music, when the Batwing jet's coming down from the ceiling, and then he walks out and they're like, and he goes, "Yes, I'm Batman."
Yeah, that's when I'm in the bathroom with my son. He had to go to the bathroom.
What movie's that?
Oh, you missed that bit.
I saw it on a clip afterward. But you know what the funny thing is? Everyone loves Keaton as Batman, yet why don't they just bring him back as Batman? I hear that they're going to bring Clooney back now.
Because at the end when Clooney gets out the car, he's like, "Are you Batman?" And he just smiles. And then, they're not sure. But it was good to see like the old George Reeves, Christopher Reeves, and all the characters as their universes were coming together.
Yeah. What, Lee, what are you talking about? What movie? Flash, you said?
The Flash.
Yeah, the Flash.
I didn't see that.
No. It just came out. I think Transformers started here yesterday, the new Transformers, and I heard it's pretty good.
Really? My kid's away. My daughter's like a Ninja Turtle freak, and they're coming out with the Ninja Turtles movie. She can't wait.
Oh, yeah. I was laughing because
I came
across. I'll have to send it to Jim. I came across when we were at Universal Studios, and the Transformers were talking to us. That's and the Transformers telling Jimmy, "Why is your shirt so tight? You're trying to intimidate me."
Yeah, he did say that.
Jimmy, why did you take the headset off yourself?
Because it was crackling.
I don't know. Because
now you sound like you're in a tin can.
Holy shit!
It's in the submersible.
That's right.
It's broken now because you threw it across the room.
I did. I threw it across the room. I did.
Now it sucks. It's terrible.
Oh my God! This is driving me crazy.
Look at this. Hold on. Look at this girl. Everyone's got a social media file. Hold on. This girl is a swimmer.
Yeah.
Wow. Texas. Freshman season.
Does she swim with that hat on?
I think
like
so.
The hat.
Tonight. Yeah. Maryland native, has 13,000 Instagram followers.
She's a native.
She's a swimmer. She's got a swimmer's body.
But is her name native? Maryland native?
No, Ella Myers.
How old is she?
Oh, look at her.
Jimmy,
there.
Terrible. Sounds terrible, Jimmy.
Oh,
she swims in those boots. This has got nothing to
23,000
do
likes.
with women. This is about soft porn. Oh, Greg did send me that AI one of AOC giving a blowjob. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Was that real?
I don't know. Look, that's pretty good AI if it's not.
Yeah. I think he was just kidding her. I think it was real. I don't think that was an AI. Texas Longhorn swimming team. She's on.
Yeah, everyone's got a longhorn looking at her.
At least she's a girl and not a boy.
No, that could be the surprise. They haven't told us yet. Ta-da! She swims so fast due to her extra wing keel hanging down below, like the America's Cup.
Do you know who this Andrew Tate guy is?
Yeah, but I haven't
following.
He did an interview with someone just recently, but I haven't watched it.
With Patrick Bet-David, a great interview.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. No.
He's a lunatic.
Did he talk about when he was locked up and all that?
Yeah, they locked him up in Romania, which is where he's living. Jimmy, you know who this Andrew Tate guy is?
No, how's my audio? Okay.
Yeah, better. Until you get a phone call. This guy, him and his brother Tristan were locked up. He's like a multi-millionaire. He's got tons of money. He's a social media guy.
Oh my god, I can't. I'm so fucking done right now. I can't even tell you.
Why?
Because his audio was great, then somebody called again.
No.
That's because Dave said something. That's why.
Because it keeps happening. It's like
I think Dave's got his son calling you every 2 minutes just to fuck with him.
He's a guy who believes in hyper-masculinity, that men should be men. And he's a big advocate of it. And the people who run the world, Jimmy, you're the cabal, so to speak, they hate this guy. And they're trying to frame him for like human trafficking and rape charges. He never did any of this stuff. And Patrick Bet-David did a great interview with him. It's like 5 hours long. I can't believe I listened to the whole thing, but I listened to it in about an hour increments. I know
that guy. He usually has
he's a little crazy. He used to be an MMA fighter. All he does is smoke cigarettes all day. He only eats one meal a day. He's a hyper extreme guy, and
well, he always talks about the elite and the people that run the world and all of that.
Yes. Yeah. He's about the Matrix. He thinks that we live in the Matrix. Yeah,
I think we do.
One of his private jets is going to crash with him on it. You watch.
Yeah. Well, the reason I mention this is because I know Jimmy would probably love this guy, because he's extreme. And watch the interview. Patrick Bet-David goes and flies to Romania and spends 5 hours with this guy interviewing him.
I always thought he was full of it until I actually when he got in trouble and they were trying to like frame him for all this. Then I knew he was real because they were trying to get rid of him.
Did you laugh, Jimmy? Did you have a good laugh at Hunter Biden taking those little plea deals? What the fuck is that bullshit?
Don't even get me started, Lee, with all of that, man. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting what's going on. I can't. I try not to watch the news anymore.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's a joke. And did you see what's his name? The Liberals got all upset because they fucking censured whatever that Adam Schiff, the one who started and was in on that whole Russian shit, and he's still standing by it. It's been proven that the Russian shit was a hoax, and he's still like, no, I saw evidence.
If you want, watch After Hours. I told Jimmy, that's why I didn't have you on, Jimmy. I had Roger Stone on, and Roger Stone gives a great half-hour breakdown of what's going on in the world with Trump and how they're trying to frame him and all this stuff. It's a great insight. If you guys haven't seen it, head over to Iron Therapy. After Hours, excuse me, and watch it.
Wait, so you didn't want me on for that? That's like my topic.
No, I know, but you know what? It was too many people on. If you can't talk, you don't have a good time, and you wind up leaving.
Jimmy. He'd rather have Amin and Ahmad on than you.
Well, Amin brought Roger Stone on because they're best friends.
I can look at it here. Look at this, Jimmy. Can you see it? Look just here. Lee Priest calling out After Hours, the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
But the thing is, on that Brady Bunch picture, that's false advertising because you have Jimmy's photo on there.
Oh, yeah, he really wasn't on that show.
And the reason reason I was complaining was because Jimmy's not on there. One of the original cast.
I'm
You've been sacked
Lee,
for-
I'm like the fucking underdog, man, on the show.
No,
you know what I mean?
this is the problem. No, because you like to be the center of the show when you're on, which is fine.
Because
You have a
people
lot
like
of good
Jimmy.
stories to
People
tell.
like Jimmy. He should
And if
be.
but if I have like 10 people on, he's not going to be able to talk enough. And I know what happens.
Then don't have 10 people on. Get rid of the other.
He
fucking
starts
fellas.
walking into the other room and he disappears. And then he's not on anyway. So I figured rather than waste his time, I'll get him on this show because he can talk more on this show and tell his stories. You know,
Well, this is what you do, Dave. I'll give you the after hours. You, Jimmy, Greg, Mr. G, and Romano. And then once in a while, get a guest on. Go
what
back
happens,
to what it was.
You know what happens, Lee? It's such a popular show now because I don't know why.
No, it's not, because this is what happens, Dave. This is one and some of them.
Oh, Armand falls asleep if we don't include him. Yeah,
They all start to fall asleep, and then you got Paul. What's his name?
So wait, it's such a popular show, and you boot me off?
No. Everyone wants on the show. So what I do is, Jimmy, you know this. Remember when we had the guy you hated on? What was his name? Big Rob.
I hated Big Rob.
Didn't you hate Big Rob? Didn't you have a problem with him?
Where is Big Rob? Yeah, because Big Rob talks shit about all of us. Remember Big Rob?
Yeah, you got into an argument with him. Big Rob was on, but I knew he wasn't going to last. But you know what? I figured I'd give him a chance. And then so the cast is constantly changing. You know, we're running through people. So that's the kind of show it is. So I can't have you on when we have a special guest because then that person, then you can't tell you stories.
It's okay, Jimmy. I saw the comments from our last show, and every second comment was, "When's the Lee and Jimmy show coming? When's the Lee and Jimmy show coming?"
Sid wants to launch that. I don't know if you guys can handle it. You guys have enough material.
So Dave, you're telling me that the people don't like me on the after hours? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say
Jimmy.
that. I said, I know you because I know my dad. You don't like, if you can't talk on the show enough, you're not going to enjoy the show and you're going to leave. So I have to make sure that I have time for you to tell all your stories. And if it's a special show where I have a guest on it, then I just say, you know what? I'd rather just get him on.
Well, that's why. But you didn't hear what I said, Jimmy. All the comments are waiting for the Jimmy and Lee show. I think we should do the Jimmy and Lee show. Like
I'm dying for you to do
weeks.
that Jimmy and Lee show, so I don't have to be involved, you know. But
get Sid
that's
onto
insulting too, Dave.
I know. We don't want to be on our show, Jimmy.
We're like your best friends. You don't want to be involved with us.
No, because you know what? See, you and I are friends, and Lee and I are friends, and you and Lee are friends, but. Like when you and Lee go and have your romantic weekends, that's a different dynamic than when you and I have, you know, our
Dave doesn't want us to get him kicked off YouTube, so he wants us to.
No, it's gonna still be on our channel. It's the Jimmy and Lee show. Different spice. Different. I feel like I interrupt, you know, your guys' personal time together.
Our show's going to be called.
That sounds like a really nice blow off. That's what that sounds like. You know, that's like when you ask some chick out and she says, "Well, you know, I just want to be friends," and you know, I stepped in. You know, that's what that sounds. That sounds like a really nice blow off.
Here's the God honest truth. The God honest truth is when I finish with these shows,
I'm actually hurt. I'm hurt right now.
Now he's going to the fucking VA again today. Now Jimmy's got to go to the VA because he's upset.
Yeah,
it's going to be.
I'm going to call Leslie. That's what I'm going to do.
Our show's going to be called The Outcasts, Jimmy. We're going to be called The Outcasts.
Jimmy, you have crossover to every single show on the whole network because when you have mental problems, you go in the iron therapy. When you're raging, you come on Iron Rage. When you're something bad happened, you come on After. We got you on we plug you into every vehicle we have here. But no, the truth is when I finish a lot of these shows, I think that the fans are going to think it's the worst show of all time because I have a headache when the show's over. And I upload it and they love it. I get emails from people saying how much they love your stories and Lee's stories. And they're like, oh, you know, it was therapy for the week for me. I can't get enough of it. You guys can do 5 hours of this stuff. I'm like, I can't believe it. But people enjoy the real talk that we have, I guess.
So you get a headache, and they love it.
Yes. All I heard was that we give him a headache. That's all I.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. We give him a headache. Do you believe this shit?
I have a headache now. I can't. I get
up at 5:30. I get up at 5:30.
I know there's people watching out there that don't want us to end the show because they want more. You know.
I come up 5:30 in the morning to talk to my buddy Jimmy, and Dave's just there tearing us down.
I just got home from work. I was napping when he called me. I peeled myself off the bed. He's getting a headache now.
You get up from sleeping from work. I get up at 5:30 in the morning, and he just gets a headache, and he doesn't want to be a part of it.
You imagine this, Lee?
Oh, I'm making an appointment right now. Yeah, hospital. I got to come up. I got a broken heart. I'm fucking
Hey,
I'll
tell you what we'll do. Let's get like one of these Elon Musk guys. Let's get a submarine going. We'll put Jimmy, Lee, me, Romano, and Valentino. But Valentino has to have his own bathroom on the sub, or I'm not going down there. I'm not sharing a bathroom with him. And we'll go 16,000 feet under the sea together. And if we make it and come up, we'll have some great stories. If we don't, then we'll all be dead together. It'll be like a mass.
In a matter of milliseconds, you'll be dead.
That's right. We won't even know it, and then we'll go to heaven together.
That doesn't sound like a very good plan, Dave. I have to be honest with you.
All I heard was we give him a headache.
If we make it back, Jimmy, think of the stories we'll have down there.
You ain't getting me in that sub. I don't care if you knock me out and injected me with Demerol. There's no way I'm going on that freaking thing. No way. No way.
Jimmy's waiting to go to the space.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm waiting to go to space.
He doesn't think there is space, Lee, so we got to take him under the ocean. But think about it.
That's why I want Jimmy to come to Australia, because I know on that flight, whoever he sits near on the flight to Australia, he's going to be giving them the flat earth and which way they're flying the whole 13 hours of that trip.
Oh, I'm definitely going to do that.
when the sub that resurfaces, Romano will be stoned out of his mind. Lee's dick will be tied to the side of the submarine. Valentino will be laying in a pool of shit because he shit himself. And I'll probably be
Jimmy will be eating hot dogs.
And I'll have the million story.
Yeah, and Jimmy will have to tell all the stories. Then we lost him again. That's our next episode is going to be at the bottom of by the Titanic. We're going to be doing our next episode.
Or maybe not the bottom of the thing. Maybe just the bottom of Mr. G's pool in Florida. We'll start there.
True. That might be a better way. This way, if anything goes wrong, we can always escape and get out of it.
That would be funny if we get scuba gear on, where we can talk into scuba gear from the bottom of the pool.
There's got to be like a little one, like $1,000 submarine that we can go to the bottom of the pool with and do a show from the inside of the submarine. There,
yeah, they do have those ones. You know, the ones that just go like 20 feet.
Yeah. Nothing too big.
No,
Jimmy,
Greg would deliberately.
I'm very depressed, Lee, right now. I'm very depressed.
Could you believe
I'm supposed to be cheering you up. You're supposed to be cheered up now.
No, I'm very depressed.
We give him a headache, and now he's trying to kill us in a fucking sub.
And then he's booting us off the show.
I think I got a great idea.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to be on the show.
Let's go into a submarine, but it'll be like Lee said, we'll go to the bottom of the pool. I don't want to really go to the bottom of the ocean.
See how he's changing the subject, Lee?
Yeah, he's like, that'll be a good idea. You and Lee have a show, Jimmy, but I don't want to be a part of it.
I don't want to be a part of it.
How about you and Lee have a show from the bottom of a swimming pool? And you can call it like
Dave, I'm on the bottom of the earth. I can't go any fucking further. Where do you want me to go?
We'll call it 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You know, we can call it something like that.
That's a good name. Someone should make a movie called that.
Yeah, I know.
They already did. They had a movie I already called.
I got a good name. I got a good name for Jimmy, Captain Nemo. Has anyone ever thought of that?
Hold on, Jimmy. I have a question. Do you believe in the lost city of Atlantis?
Yes.
I don't know. I thought about it a couple of times. Yeah, it's possible. Absolutely.
I watched that program. What was that documentary and that showed all those statues and the marble floors down there? Is it off the coast of Florida somewhere? They got
and giant steps. They had giant steps under the water.
They did?
So. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was some kind of underground city. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they got like statues of look like Aphrodite statues, and there's columns underwater, and there's like a whole paved road. Yeah. Haven't you seen it?
Where is that?
I saw that.
Yeah, Jimmy. See, that's why we need our own show, Jimmy, because this fucker doesn't know anything. He's not on our level, Jimmy.
No, I just feel like he has enough staff on the show anymore. He don't need Jimmy the Bull anymore. I'm like obsolete now.
We need you.
He's like, Sid's going to take care of us, he said, Jimmy. Sid's going to take care of us.
Listen,
we're like
busy. We're being I started this whole thing.
We've
He's
been banished to the
he's too
Tower of
busy.
London.
Sid's
Because
too
I
busy.
knew that it's the magic when we put everyone together that creates the magic. One person can't do it. I can't find the underground city.
Well, it's
What
like
do
a
you mean,
rock.
just
It's like a rock band. You know, you can't have just a drummer, or or you got to have
No.
the drummer, the bass player, the
Sammy
guitarist,
Hagar's left.
the lead singer. It depends on the parts that make
Yeah.
that make the band.
When
You know,
when you sign off today, Jimmy, you just got to be like, Elvis has left the building.
when I sign off, I'm gonna be very depressed when I sign off. I'm gonna go to the gym. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Well,
try.
that's good. At least you're not going to go to the
Throw the
VA
weights
hospital.
Get
around.
my
He'll be like,
frustration out.
he'll be like throwing the weights. Fuck that Dave. Fuck him. He doesn't fuck you. And then we'll get a call. Jimmy's torn a pec because he got that angry. He went to bed 500
Yeah,
pounds.
he's in the emergency room again. Yeah, that's exactly.
No, I love Dave, man. But years and years and years. Now.
That's you do. Yes, Jimmy, you do. But guess what? Dave doesn't love you anymore.
Don't get him all upset, Lee. Don't get him upset, please. Then I'm going to get a
What do you
phone
mean?
call.
I'm doing-
I'm going to get a phone call after the show asking me if I'm mad at him.
I'm
Listen.
in the same boat as Jimmy. You told Jimmy and I were going to have our own show. And
Is
you're
that
not on
it? Hold on. Is that the city? The lost city of Neptune here?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
it.
so.
Neptune
It
Memorial
looks like
Reef?
that. Yeah. No,
The
that's
underwater
good.
city of the dead.
Yeah.
But was that there or did they make that? Because there
I
is
don't
one
know.
where it's all there.
I
It's
think
like paved roads and marble. Yeah.
That's
Let me
crazy,
see
right?
what it says. If it's ancient-looking columns guarded by carved lions mark the entryway into a lost city located 40 feet below the surface of the sea, complete with stone roads, soaring gates, and crumbling ruins. Originally named Atlantis Memorial Reef, the lost city is part of an underwater cemetery that also acts as an artificial reef, sponsored by the Neptune Society, a cremation
But they
company
might have
located 3
made
miles.
that. I think they made that one. This one was
I
already
think they
there.
made it. Oh, okay. That's cool if they make it.
It's
Well, I
like, did
wonder
you ever see like where Mount Vesuvius and Pompeii and that, where you see the people
That's
who are
cool.
just like frozen in
Yeah.
ash, got covered in ash and that sort of shit.
What do you mean they made it? They made it and they threw it in the ocean?
Yeah, they made like an artificial reef with
Yeah.
like a memorial to people who have died at sea. So they just made. But there is one. I'll try to find the documentary on it where it's actually got the actual statues and the roads all cut out underwater.
What's his name? James Cameron, the one who made the Terminator and did the Avatar. He's convinced that the ocean is the final frontier, so to speak.
Yeah.
That we shouldn't be going into space. We should be exploring the depths of the
Well, they reckon,
deepest depths
I've watched
of the ocean.
documentaries, but I even reckon the alien ships come out from the ocean. Some of those documentaries, the UFOs come out.
Transformers do. Don't the Transformers come from the bottom of the ocean?
But don't they reckon there's like a hollow Earth and you can go inside the Earth and there's like another Earth inside the Earth?
It's possible. They said that people could be living in there.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what do you think about that theory?
I don't know.
Isn't that where the
think that's a
reptilians
little-
live? The
that's a
reptile
little-
people?
I don't believe any of that shit. Reptilians and hollow earth and all
Jimmy,
that.
Jimmy, don't tell him anything. Jimmy, shh, save it for our show. Save it
No,
for our show.
Lee, you know why he doesn't believe any of that?
Because that would get rid of the flat Earth if it was
That's
hollow.
exactly right. Then he can't have the flat Earth, and it's one or the other. You can't have both.
That's right.
It could
Exactly.
be-
100%.
It could be a parallel universe, Dave. I saw it.
All right.
I might believe that. That's another dimension right here on the earth. I believe that.
And when we come on next week, Jimmy and
You
Dave
might have
says,
been
"What's
floating
up?"
in the truck in the other dimension last week.
I might have got stuck in some kind of a voice, some kind of a black vibration.
Next week when we come on and Dave says, "What's up? What's been happening?" we just say, "Nothing, Dave. Nothing. We're going to save it all for our show from now on. Nothing. What do you want to talk about?" Jimmy Lee will go, "Nothing."
All right. Well, I love you guys anyway. Jimmy, don't call me afterwards and question my my love for you. I still love you.
No.
And go get a good workout in. I got the kids coming home. so I
Jimmy,
gotta-
look, I'll make you happy. Look, on the Brady Bunch picture, there you are. There you are on there. Look, there's you and Greg and John. Oh, but there's Armand. There's Armin, the ones who replaced you. And then there's the guy that has the gym in California. He's on there.
Larry.
Well, I got to
Larry.
say, Dave's got a point though. There is a lot of people on there, and if I do come on and there's a new guest on there, right? I usually rant and rave, so that person's not gonna, you know, I'm either going to run him over or I'm just going to.
Yeah, right. No, Roger Stone was a special
true,
guest.
Jimmy, because I hate to break it to Dave, but no one wants to hear what those other people have to say.
Yeah. So no, he's got a point. I agree with Dave on that. You know, I do get a little aggressive sometimes, and you know, I gotta allow other people to speak too. You know, so I'm on board with that, Dave. Don't worry, I'm good.
We always get.
I can
hear
the Dave. I can hear the hurt in his voice right now. You better fucking fix this.
Well,
you better fix this.
Lee, what it amounts to is as long as I let Jimmy vent on some venue, some show, he's good. Then he's good for the week. That's his therapy for the week. So
yeah, I just gotta vent somewhere.
Jimmy's using some type of fucking Leslie therapy right now to try and turn this around. I can feel it. I can feel it.
He's readjusting. What did she say? Pivoting. He's pivoting right now.
You're pivoting. I can feel you pivoting here.
I'm going to pivot right out the door of the studio right now. Guys, I love you. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Iron Rage. I'm Dave Palumbo with Jimmy the Bull and Lee Priest. We'll see you again next week.